Located in the heart of the French Quarter is Promenade Cafe and Wine, a unique local restaurant serving up warm French cuisine one dish at a time. You're gonna love it.
The view is spectacular, the wine list is spectacular, and with those two things, you can't go wrong at all. Everything at Promenade is superb. They have excellent food. I know they use local products.
Today on Meghan's Menu, I am joined with Chef Daniel, and we are at Promenade Cafe and Wine, and we're going to learn about the art of French cooking with a twist. Would you say?
With a twist.
With a twist. So what's first on the menu?
First off, we're going to do crevettes with yam chips, crostinis, and a small tossed salad.
So for those who don't know French, crevettes are shrimp. Perfect. Okay, so let's see this plate.
This is a mandolin.
Okay, so here's a question for you. Mandolins and I don't get along. For people at home trying to do this who, let's say, don't have a mandolin, could they use a knife?
You can use a knife.
It's tricky with a yam because it's so thick.
Yeah, so they're very starchy. They're very hard to cut nice, and you can cut it in half to make smaller chips if you like.
There you go. Cut it in half and make smaller chips if you don't want to use the mandolin.
But as you can see, the mandolin does it very effortlessly.
Well, and they're all even and perfect. Obviously. These look great.
At home, you put them in a fry pan with oil, but we're going to use a deep fryer here, and just because it's
we're going to crisp them up a bit.
Crisp them up a little.
Perfect.
Going to stir them up so they don't stick together.
Okay, so 4 or 5 minutes in the fryer. When they come out, salt and pepper. Perfect.
Okay.
And then here we just have some spring mix. Any sort of green lettuce I think would do, wouldn't it?
Any green lettuce would do.
Yeah.
With your favorite dressing. So then we're going to cut up some crostinis. If you prefer sourdough, it's always an option. So we're going to fry these up in a frying pan with a little olive oil.
Okay.
And toast them up.
Sure. And how does Chef Daniel like them?
I like them with a little gold brown around the edge, like that.
Those do have a nice golden brown on the outside. That's really nice.
Plate. Gonna take some onions, red peppers, diced tomatoes, green onions. Gonna add some salt and pepper here.
Chef, what is the trick with shrimp? How do you not overcook it?
How do you not overcook shrimp? The secret to cooking shrimp is your pan has to be hot, your oil should be almost smoking, and you add it into a very hot pan, and it takes about 45 seconds to a minute to cook a nice tender pink shrimp.
So the minute you see the shrimp turning pink, that's when you should pull it off?
Yeah, or you can add a little white wine to it to cool the pan down, and it'll give it a nice, little bit of a fruity flavor with the white wine in it.
Who doesn't like white wine with their shrimp?
So as you see here, the shrimp are starting to turn pink. Add some white wine.
Perfect.
4 tablespoons of butter.
Why do you think butter is so commonly used in French cuisine?
It gives the food a very nice smooth flavor. It'll mellow out any harshnesses in the spices, and so if you're adding a lot of pepper to a dish or a lot of garlic, it'll make it more mellow, give it a nice rich flavor, and once it reduces down, you can see that the sauce is thickening up without any flour or anything added to it. And that's the fat from the butter that will thicken it up. There we have our shrimp.
That smells delicious. I can really smell the garlic and the white wine on that.
a nice little appetizer-like platter.
Absolutely, it's beautiful, very colorful, and just the smell of it alone makes me want to dig in right now.
And there we have our shrimp crevettes.
Daniel, that looks beautiful. It's colorful, but yet the aroma is outstanding. I can't wait to taste it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna dig on in here with my, grab some shrimp. Can I throw it on the crostini just like that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just like you said, tender on the inside, nice and crunchy on the outside. Goes great with the shrimp, and I love the butter, and I love the wine. And I'm gonna try one of these yam fries. So, can I put some of this on my yam fries? Is that allowed?
You can use it like a salsa.
I can do whatever I want, because that's okay. We're allowed, aren't we?
That's right.
Okay. I love the sweetness in the yam fry and the crunch that goes with all the beautiful peppers, onions, and definitely the garlic. Good job. Thank you so much. Up next on the menu, we are making a mushroom crostini. Now, this is a really great dish because it really celebrates what we have locally, which is a lot of great mushrooms. So tell us a little bit about this dish.
This dish, we're going to use portobello mushrooms, creminis, and button mushrooms. They all come from our local mushroom farm, Love Base. And we're going to add garlic, shallots, blue cheese, and white truffle oil to it just to give it a little extra zip to it.
Extra zip. Now this is a great dish, especially if you're out with some friends and you want to share a nice appetizer, would you say?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, so let's see you make this.
Okay, so we're gonna, once again, we're gonna use a baguette. Get some nice crostini.
Now this is a ciabatta baguette, and really, people could, use any baguette really, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The normal baguette you get in the store is a sourdough, which is a little more traditional. But these crisp up really nice for to put the mushrooms on. And here I've added a little olive oil to the pan and drizzled some on top of the crostini, just so it doesn't soak it all up out of the bottom of the pan when you flip them over, toast them on the other side. Okay, so there we have our crostinis.
So if you didn't want to fry these, you could easily do them in the oven to crisp them up, right? Just drizzle a little olive oil?
Olive oil on 400, 450 degrees.
Couple minutes.
Couple minutes. There's our crostinis. Okay, so.
Oh, I like the rustic board. Looks nice.
Now lay our crostinis out.
So again, this is an appetizer that is great for sharing because, Dan, sharing is caring, right?
Absolutely. And sharing a bottle of wine with it is even better.
Even better. Do you want to hear a funny story on my first date with my husband? We went out for dinner and he really wanted a bite of what I ordered, and he kept looking at my plate and he said, sharing is caring. And I said, you're right, sharing is caring. Would you like a bite of mine? And he said, yeah. And that was the end. I knew he would be the one I was with. Okay, so here we have the mushrooms.
Yeah, so we're gonna take some portobello, creminis.
And the great thing about these mushrooms is you can get all these different varieties at any local grocery store.
Yes, you can. And there's also some other great ones out there if you want to experiment that you can buy.
So if, let's say, you couldn't find a portobello, you can grab an oyster or something else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So we're just gonna dice them up a little bit so they fit on the crostini better.
And of course, this looks like a lot of mushroom, but mushrooms have...
Oh yeah, they'll shrink right down.
That's right, so much water in them.
I'm gonna take our pan and add some olive oil to it.
Now, is this pan already, this has been heated?
This has been preheated.
Okay.
So to the pan first, we're gonna add some garlic and some shallots. And we're just gonna cook those first a little bit just to mellow the taste out a little bit.
Sure.
Because you don't want the raw taste of garlic into the food.
Well, I wouldn't mind, but some people may not want to have garlic breath all night.
Garlic is just starting to, and the shallots are just browning on the edge. So we're gonna add our mushrooms. Add salt, pepper, or more olive oil. Mushrooms will soak up a lot of the oil while they're cooking, so your pan can go dry. When they're almost done, we're going to add the white truffle oil to it. And
Now, why do you add the white truffle oil at the end?
it is an olive oil, so you don't want the flavor to burn out. You want the nice full flavor of the truffles and the olive oil in it. As you can see, we have nicely light fried mushrooms. They're going to go on top of our crostinis.
They look great. So here, I mean, the crostinis that we're using, they're rustic. They have, you know, a lot of bubbles in them, which gives them a nice airy taste. But really, any crostini you could use at home.
Yeah, and with the bubbles, the juices from the mushrooms go down into the crostini. So when you bite into it, it goes right through the bread.
A little extra flavor. Who doesn't like that? This smells amazing.
To top it off, we're going to put a little bit of crumbled blue cheese on top. Now, depending on your preference, how you like your blue cheese, you can serve it just like this, or you can put it into the oven on a broil setting for 1 or 2 minutes just to get the cheese melting. And I'll run through the mushrooms a little bit more.
I'm not picky about how I eat my blue cheese.
Here we have our mushroom crostini.
I cannot wait to try this.
The baby will love these.
I think the baby will love these. Bon appetit, chef.
Bon
Thank you,
appetit.
babe. Thank you very much. A little messy, a lot of fun, great flavor. I have to say, I love the blue cheese. The mushrooms are not overpowering, even though there's 3 different types in there. And the crostini, again, is perfect. Not too hard, not too soft, just right.
Thank you.
I would highly recommend these, especially if you're going to La Promenade with some friends and family.
Couldn't write down all those yummy recipes in time? MeghanDuffy.ca has everything online, complete with tips from Meghan and Chef. Also, be sure to connect with us on social media to get a sneak peek at upcoming episodes, behind-the-scenes footage, and exclusive news.
Call 12 Stone Creations for your home repairs, renovations, and maintenance. From small repairs to large projects, we've got you covered. For more details, visit us at 12stonecreations.com or call us at 204-599-3357.
Do you own or manage a restaurant that you would love to have featured on Meghan's menu? If so, email us and tell us everything about your establishment. But hurry, our next season is booking up fast. If you're interested in being on the show or working with us behind the scenes, we have volunteer opportunities available, and we would love to hear from you.
Up next on the menu, we have the 100-mile chicken. Now, Daniel, what is a 100-mile chicken dish?
Everything from this dish comes within 100 miles of the restaurant. So it's an all local product. There's nothing brought in from outside of the province for this dish.
Well, hence the name 100 Mile Chicken. Okay, so how do we make this dish?
We're gonna butterfly our chicken breast, cut it in half, oil in the pan, salt and pepper. Then we're gonna add the mushrooms to the pan. And you just want to get a nice golden brown on the other side of the chicken. We're just gonna add a parsnip puree. It's just parsnips, some orange zest, and honey. We're gonna put some portobello mushroom on top, black truffle cheddar.
Black truffle cheddar, ooh.
So we're just gonna put that, and then we're gonna finish this in the oven. 5 minutes to finish.
And are we broiling it in the oven to melt the cheese on the top?
Yeah, we have the oven turned up as high as it goes, and it's for melting the cheese, and it'll finish warming up the parsnip puree, so it won't be cold when you get to eat it.
No one likes cold chicken.
No. We're just gonna put our French green beans in the water. There's butter, salt, and pepper in there. When you take them out of the water, the butter will coat the beans with the salt and the pepper.
Okay, Dan, baby has one question. When do we get to try this chicken?
It is ready.
Perfect.
There's our 100 Mile chicken all out of the oven.
I love the way the cheese has just melted over everything.
These are our roasted potatoes for the dish. Olive oil, salt, pepper, veggie seasoning. You can use any kind of melody that you like for it. They take about 25 to 30 minutes in the oven when you cut them in half like this.
Perfect, or even some fresh herbs would be
Some
great.
fresh herbs would be wonderful.
Who doesn't like roasted potatoes with any entree?
We have our French beans, all coated with butter and all the goodness.
Because butter makes everything
Everything
better.
It
That's
does.
right.
And last, 100 Mile chicken.
So I'm sure a lot of people ask you the name of the 100 Mile Chicken, don't they?
They do. It's a very, very common question. Everybody that works there, same question.
But now we know it. Everything on this plate is within 100 miles of the restaurant.
That's right.
That's great. I cannot wait to bite into this. Here we
Go.
go. Favorite part. We get to taste. So here is my first bite of the 100 Mile chicken. Yeah, the chicken is nice and tender. There's a nice brown on it, nice crust. Definitely not overcooked. And as you can see, great coloring. You want to know what's hitting me is the orange zest from the parsnip puree. That tastes awesome. I also love the mushroom on top, and I really love the black truffle cheese. That adds a nice sharpness to it. Well done,
Yeah.
Chef.
Thank you very much.
Well done. So, Chef, what's something that you would pair this with to drink?
At the restaurant, we have this paired with a Chardonnay. It has a nice, rich, buttery flavors and a little hint of vanilla to it, which goes really nice with the fruit and the parsnip puree.
Definitely worth trying. Or in my case, maybe a glass of milk.
Oh,
That
glass of
too.
milk.
Up next on the menu, one of my favorites, creme brulee. Now this obviously is a classic French dessert.
It is a very classic French dessert, and it's very easy to make.
You say that now. Okay, so how do we make classic French creme brulee?
What you need is some egg yolks.
Okay, so we have 4 egg
Egg
yolks
yolks.
there.
You need cream.
Staple.
Staple. This is half and half cream. If you want something a little heavier, richer, you can use whipping cream, or if you want it lighter, you can use milk.
Would milk work for creme brulee?
It does. You might have to add another egg yolk to it just so it'll firm up once you cook it in the oven.
Hey, I'm
But-
not eating creme brulee to count my calories here, clearly.
So with the milk, you can add any flavoring you want. Depends what you want.
So this is where you would add
Add
cinnamon
cinnamon.
or eggnog or
Rum, Grand Marnier,
Vanilla.
vanilla. So you can add whatever you like to it, and that's what will give you your flavor. The only thing you wouldn't add if you wanted to would be chocolate.
no chocolate.
Chocolate.
How come?
Because if you add it to cold milk, it'll give it a grainy texture. You won't have that smooth chocolate throughout. So you'd add your chocolate to your egg yolks.
Got it.
So and they'll go right through and give you a much creamier texture to it.
Okay. So what flavor are we going to add today?
We're going to make a maple creme brulee. We're going to use real Canadian maple syrup with it.
Oh, I like it.
So we're just going to add some So we're just gonna put this on the stove. You don't want to scald the milk, you just want it warm.
And so what would happen if you scald the milk?
It will change the structure of the milk because it's cooked. The fat and the acids will be different.
And then you get all those little nibbly bits around the side, and no one wants that.
Yeah. And it might curdle once you put it in the oven and bake it.
You mean you don't like curdled creme brulee?
No, no, I do not. So to our egg yolk, we're gonna add some sugar.
And I have to just comment on these egg yolks. See the color? These are bright and beautiful. A lot of times you get some eggs that are just really dull and that pale yellow. These are nice rich egg yolks, which is probably what you're gonna want if you're making creme brulee.
Yeah, these are free-range chickens. They're all organic product from one of our local farmers.
Absolutely, and you're supporting a local farmer.
Whisk some sugar into the egg yolks. So here we have our warm cream, and we are just going to whisk this in. And then we're just going to pour it into the dishes.
We got the Three Stooges hanging out here in the pan.
Usually we put them in the oven around 375 and they'll take roughly 20-25 minutes.
So maybe check it after 20 minutes, just in case your oven runs hot.
Yeah.
Okay, in the oven they go. Okay, so we've pulled our creme brulee out of the oven. We've let this chill for how long?
Usually about half an hour.
That's it?
Yeah, it'll set very quickly. These ones are very thin. If you had a thicker one,
maybe an hour or two.
Maybe an hour or two.
Now this is the fun part of creme brulee.
This is the fun part of creme brulee. What we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some sugar on top. Make sure it goes all the way around.
So adding the sugar on the top is going to give it that nice crust on the top that you bite into.
Yeah.
That is probably one of my favorite parts.
At home, most people would use their oven on broiler to caramelize it.
Right.
But we're going to use a blowtorch.
Okay. I don't have a blowtorch, so I would use the oven.
You're just going to start in the center and work your way out.
And now I get to eat it.
You do.
My favorite part. So here's my first bite of a maple creme brulee. No wonder this is people's favorite and a French classic, because it's delicious. You definitely cannot go wrong. Thank you so much. This is absolutely divine. I'm just going to give the baby a little bit more. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you own or manage a restaurant that you would love to have featured on Meghan's menu? If so, email us and tell us everything about your establishment. But hurry, our next season is booking up fast. If you're interested in being on the show or working with us behind the scenes, we have volunteer opportunities available, and we would love to hear from you.
Next on the menu, we have another French classic, which is crepes.
Crepes.
And we are going to do the crepes with the chocolate hazelnut spread.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Crepes are very easy to make. They're basically like a pancake, has no leavening agent, which means there's no baking powder or soda in it.
That's a great way of describing it. It's like a flat pancake. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to try this at home. So
No.
many people are afraid to make crepes because they think it's hard, but it's really not.
It's really easy. You're gonna take some flour, add it to a bowl, eggs, and milk.
Flour, eggs, and milk. Surely you have all those things in the fridge.
And just a little touch of vanilla. Because it is a dessert crepe, so if you're making a dinner crepe, you wouldn't put the vanilla in. You might put a herb into it to make it more savory.
Okay.
And don't be afraid about the lumps.
That is true. Don't be afraid of the lump. It's just like pancakes.
Yeah.
Some people whisk them so much that they're flat, but lumps are okay. So, Chef, I heard a little rumor. I heard that you once in a while like to sing when you bake.
Once in a while.
Will you sing us a little song?
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, come on, just a little one. What do you sing when no one's around?
Well, actually, it's not when no one's around. I usually sing when I'm really, really busy.
Oh, so it's like takes your mind off of it a bit?
Yeah, basically, it's people know I'm concentrating a lot if I'm singing a tune. So.
Do you want me to hold the strainer?
You can.
Okay.
So why you don't have to worry about the lumps is we're going to pour it through a fine strainer. This is called a chinois.
A chinois.
Transfer that over. And there you have lump-free crepe batter.
Easy peasy, just like that.
Just like that. Into the pan. Just rotate them around. So here's our crepes, all done. Very fast, very easy.
Very thin, nice golden brown. Good job, Chef.
And we're gonna fill these with chocolate hazelnut spread. Big favorite of the kids.
Oh, no kidding. Big favorite of everyone's.
So we're just going to.
So chocolate hazelnuts became a spread in around 1806 because they were running out of chocolate and they wanted to make their supply last, so they started adding hazelnut to it. There's a little tidbit of info for you.
Very informative. I didn't know that. So, and you can fold these a number of ways. You can fold them like this and in half so you have a triangle,
Okay.
or you can fold them up and make a roll that you can eat with your hands.
So it's almost like a little chocolate hazelnut burrito.
Yes.
Well, don't mind if I do. Mmm. You can't go wrong with a crepe, and you can't go wrong with chocolate hazelnut. For a fantastic view and fabulous French cuisine, come to Promenade Cafe and Wine. You're gonna love it.